Hey guys, this is QAShahin, and today we're going to look at a really cool small application that will allow you to get a little bit more use and traction out of your Jenkins installation. And this application is called CatLight. So the agenda of this video is actually really simple. We're going to see what CatLight is, how to set it up, and actually do a demo. And for those who are interested in following this as a blog post instead, then simply navigate to this link, and all the information we go through in this video will be pretty much in that blog post. So really quickly, what is CatLight and why should you even be bothered to set it up? Before we talk about CatLight, let's talk about notifications in Jenkins in general. When a Jenkins job finishes, it publishes some form of status update for that job. In other words, whether the job passed, failed, didn't build properly, some sort of compilation error, whatever it is, a status is posted for that job. Now, if you configure a Jenkins job thus far, so the sort of configuration we have been doing so far, there really isn't any notification that is sent to you. The only way for you to see the latest or the last few status updates for a given job is for you to actually go and look at the history of that job. There really isn't anything else that you can do. Now, you can very easily go in and maybe set up some form of notification. So for instance, you can set up email notification. What that would do is, as of when a job finishes, an email is sent to you, or maybe you can set up some other sort of post and pull system. For instance, the status of a job can be posted to some chat client. There are a number of things you can do, and it's something that I've been thinking about for a while, and CatLight is something that I think should be given some consideration to help resolve this idea of notification. So that brings me on to CatLight. What is CatLight? CatLight is actually an application that you would need to download and set up and run. The download process itself is actually very straightforward. All you do is you basically end up downloading it and you run it. And once you do that, you have the ability to provide your location of where you're hosting Jenkins, and then CatLight will be able to see a list of all the jobs and actually give you some sort of status notification as of when a job has actually done something. So for instance, if a job runs and finishes, it will tell you. In short, CatLight is a status notifier. It's a really cool application to have running in the background on your machine, and it does allow you to see historically more information of a job. Now, there is a paid version and there is a free version, and for the purpose of this video, we're going to look at the free version. It does a lot already outside of the box, and we're going to see what it does. So with all of that said, let's actually go and try and download CatLight, set it up, and do some basic demo. So to download CatLight, I am going to navigate to Google and just say something like download CatLight Jenkins, and I am going to navigate to this link here, catlight.io. So this should be in the description of this video below. Now I'm going to download a CatLight client. So my OS is a Windows OS, so I am going to download the Windows version. But if we happen to be running on a Mac or a Linux, then you would need to download the relevant one based on your OS. So I am going to go ahead and download the Windows version. Great. So it looks like it's downloaded. Okay, I am going to open up the location where it's downloaded. Okay, and all I'm going to do is run the setup.exe file. Okay, and once you run it, you should get something like this. So if you've noticed, CatLight isn't just a Jenkins thing. You can actually use other CI tools alongside with it. So one of the beauties of CatLight is this sits completely outside of Jenkins. So in other words, you don't have to tie Jenkins specifically to CatLight. CatLight is almost a layer that sits on top of Jenkins, which means if you decide to one day remove CatLight altogether, it doesn't affect any configuration in any of your Jenkins jobs or builds whatsoever. So once we see this screen, go ahead and select Jenkins, and then you can provide the location of your Jenkins build. So in this instance, I am going to provide the same location where I'm running Jenkins from, which is http:// port 8080. Just in case if you're not familiar where this is coming from, when you run your Jenkins in a WAR file, you naturally create a port and you go to that file localhost. So if I go to my Jenkins instance now, you can see that I'm running on Jenkins on port 8080. Now, as far as the user credentials is concerned, to make it a bit quicker, I am just going to say anonymous, and I'm going to hit save. Okay, it looks like I can't do that. Okay, that's fine. I will provide the credentials instead then. So this is the same user that I'm currently logged in as in my Jenkins instance. And once you do that, this will then list all the builds that you currently have in your Jenkins instance. So if we have a look, if I just move this a bit, you can see that I am currently running 3 builds: Cucumber demo, Protractor demo, and a Selenium demo, and this has been picked up by CatLight. So for now, I'm just going to say select all of them, and I'm going to hit save. And what this will now start doing is actually notifying me as of when a build has automatically run and finished. So this becomes very useful when your builds automatically run over time. Now for now, I haven't done that, so I'm just going to manually go and kick off a build. And what should happen here is this should then start updating. So what I will do is I will close the CatLight dashboard and minimize it. And I'm just going to run the Cucumber demo here. And at some point, CatLight is going to provide a notification that this job has run. And there you go. This is CatLight's way of telling us that a job has just run. So I can open this up by clicking on this, and as we can see, Cucumber is now telling us that it ran. If I then click on this link here, this will directly take me to the console output of that run. So it's taking me to the build page itself, so I do have access of looking at the console output, for instance, and so on. And in this instance, there's really nothing to look at because it is just a test job after all. So what have we learned in this video? Strictly speaking, we didn't really learn anything substantially new. This video was more about trying to see how we can use a notification tool that sits outside of Jenkins to help us get status updates of builds or jobs that run in Jenkins. The advantage of taking in an application such as CatLight is that it sits outside of Jenkins, which means it doesn't pollute or it doesn't force us to configure our Jenkins in any way. And in every sense of the word, it is very loosely coupled with Jenkins, if that. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.